What movie was better than the book and why? Kingsman is better than the comic. Mainly because they didn't follow the comic all that much. Mark Millar is interesting because every adaptation of his work has made me realize all of the flaws that were there in the original I never noticed. Big Fish. The movie explores the wondrous world of the father's outrageous stories, but the book lacks all that lavish imagery. Instead it's just a bitter retelling from spoiled child who thought his daddy didn't love him enough. I love the movie but didn't know it was based on a book. I cry every time I watch this movie. I always remember Albert Finney as Daddy Warbucks from Annie, which I've watched with my father for years and years. He holds a special place in my heart and was a phenomenal actor. Jaws, because everyone in the novel is a terrible person, and a lot of the tension in the film is removed because the guys hunting the shark just get to go home every night in the book. Steven Spielberg said when he read the novel he found himself rooting for the shark because the human characters were so unlikable. The movie got rid of the unnecessary subplots like the mayor's involvement with the mafia and Ellen Brody having an affair with Hooper. Also, Robert Shaw's performance as Quint is in my opinion one of the best acting performances I have ever seen. He is the quintessential, ha-ha, salty fisherman. Tie me a sheep shank. You've got money counting hands. Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies. He's so fucking amazing in that movie. And his Indianapolis monologue gives me chills every time I watch it, even though I have seen that movie probably 40 times. He is everything I love about movies. Edit, it's spelled adieu. Got it. Queen Bees and Wannabes, mostly known by its movie adaptation name as Mean Girls. I mean they're basically nothing alike, but the book is supposed to be a self-help book. I wouldn't call that adaptation. I feel it's generous just to say the movie was inspired by the book. Tina Fey is an amazing writer. Had a crush on her back in high school from watching her on SNL reruns. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? The book was supposed to be written as film noir, but it ends up as a disjointed mess. The characters are there, but they have none of the charm of the movie. Eddie isn't a good man, who's ruining his life with booze after the loss of his brother. He's a drunk asshole, just because. Roger is dead. Etc. The plot is also different. The movie took the idea of humans and tunes interacting, and went in a completely different direction. I have only seen this movie once as a kid. I found the part with the squeaky cartoon shoe so deeply disturbing that I still vividly remember that scene. There was also the fact that the toons talked in thought bubbles. And oftentimes their thought bubbles ended up littering the streets. Forrest Gump was way better than the book it was based on. Came here for this. Read the book in high school because I loved the movie. The soundtrack for the movie was my favorite album for most of my junior year, but that was just, it was something, anyway. That being said, Groom did get the right flavors of the Deep South and especially Alabama into that book. Still, the movie was better. Agreed. The book in my opinion was strange. And downright hard to read in some parts. I will admit it would have been funny for the astronaut part with Sue to be in the movie. The Devil Wears Prada. I have admiration for the people who made the story for the screen, because the book is nothing similar. Amazing movie that came out a very May book. I love the movie, and I went to read it and had to force myself to finish the book since I started it. Hate read it. Andy is so unlikable in the book. Like you have to wonder how she kept the job at all or had any friends or a boyfriend. All she does is complain. I'm glad they were able to make a wonderful movie out of this, because Meryl Streep is flawless as Miranda Priestley. Battleship. The book was just a bunch of rules. God, I forgot that film existed. I'd if your comment made me happy since it was a good joke or pissed me off because I remembered that film. The Mist, even Stephen King agreed. Yay, the ending really went the darkest fucking route possible and that took a lot of guts from the filmmakers. Now, the TV show on the other hand. Well, it wasn't all terrible. Schindler's List. The book was almost unreadable. Then again I'm a dumbass. List of names gets boring after a while. The book is written without a particular protagonist in mind, and reads like it's being observed by a fly on the wall for the most part. I enjoyed the book as an observation piece, like a documentary, perhaps, while the movie was, well, a movie. They're both excellent, in my opinion. Same subject matter, same events, same feel, but presented differently because of the mediums and the perspective. The movie is largely through the eyes of Schindler, Stern, Goethe, and occasionally other characters for brief times, whereas the book is almost through the eyes of someone who both is and isn't there, if that makes sense. The Notebook. Rachel McAdams brought flair and charisma that wasn't in the book. Frankly, I'd say that about any Nicholas Sparks book. I'm not a fan of his writing style at all. I got so bored trying to read the last song but found the movie pretty cute. Her and Ryan Gosling were honestly magical together in that movie. I've read a few Nicholas Sparks books when I was younger and his films were big, nothing special honestly. Jojo Rabbit was better than Caging Skies. The book was so goddamn bleak that it probably wouldn't have been adapted otherwise. Taika Waititi stated that he never even finished the book, and stopped reading halfway. Which is why the movie only shows a short part of the book, and ends so differently. That movie was such brilliant satire and at the same time an amazing story with likable characters. It pulled off something truly amazing. John Hammond from Jurassic Park was much better in the movie. In the book he was kind of your standard greedy businessman. In the movie was a dreamy idealist with good intentions, which made it so much more heartbreaking when the park inevitably failed. Edit, not speaking about book versus movie as a whole, just my opinion on the one character. I actually also noticed they switched the little boy and girl characters in the book and movie. In the book the little girl is basically useless and whines and complains the whole time, while the boy saves the day almost exclusively. I thought it was cooler for the movie to split up the character traits more evenly between the two. I agree. The novel version you're rooting against BC of just how blind and selfish he is, but the film version is a lot more endearing and wistful. The novel was a lot darker and much more cynical. I still love it, but the film makes me feel some sort of way the novel can't. Shawshank Redemption. It was part of a 4-part novella released by Stephen King. The story was very short but very well written. I just feel like the movie really captured the spirit of the story and gave some depth to the characters. Plus, the acting was great. Same with Stand By Me. Out of the same collection. Subscribe for more hot Reddit takes in your inbox, guaranteed.